Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at some really awful teachers.
Okay, talk about your most toxic teacher experience.
I have been waiting to tell this story for years. So back in like 6th grade, I had a math teacher that did not like me for whatever reason.
Oh god, yeah, I feel like everyone's had an experience like that with a teacher. For some reason, teachers just don't like specific kids. I had a few teachers who were like that. It's kind of weird because it's like they did like me, but then they just didn't. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a midget gem packet. You don't know what type of mid they're going to be in with you.
It got to the point where she did not like me so much, she just wanted to get me in trouble. So out of nowhere in the middle of the school year, she starts doing her quizzes differently where she writes them on the whiteboard and you have to copy them down and turn it in.
I'm not gonna lie, I left school a few years ago and I tried to write for the first time in like quite a few years. My writing was absolutely horrific. I mean, I need to get back into writing because apparently I can't write.
So out of nowhere, my A in math goes from I cannot get more than a 0 on a math quiz ever, but all my homework is perfect. So my mom emails the teachers like, hey, what's going on with these quizzes? Is this right? Was this just entered wrong? So my teacher emails her back with a fake answer key where it shows that all of my math problems are wrong in just a little way. Like I multiplied instead of divided, I subtracted instead of added, stuff like that. So of course I get in trouble for just not paying attention. Well, I know I'm doing them right. So I get my friend Mark to give me his quiz and I take it home to show my mom.
Wait a minute, so she purposely marking her stuff wrong whenever it's right? Now, if that's actually what's happened, that is proper evil. It is quite crazy to think that like a teacher can literally ruin your experience in school. She could be getting all of the answers right, but the teacher's like marking it down as wrong. I don't know if that's what's happened.
Part 2 of the evil math teacher. So of course I take Mark's quiz home, show my mom, they're exactly the same except he got an A and I got a 0. So the principal, my mom, my math teacher and I all had a meeting.
Oh god, right, a meeting's going on. I mean, the teacher should be getting expelled, like not even expelled, fired. This girl has literally got all the answers correct, but she's getting a 0 in the tests. Why are teachers like this? Like, why do I hate kids so much?
Where basically my math teacher had to confess that she was dooming me on purpose. Like, it was all in black and white. There were other kids' quizzes that were exactly like mine.
So basically she's admitted she's purposely given her a low mark, but why? Like, what's the reason? I mean, some teachers are really weird. I've noticed that they definitely have their favorites and then their non-favorites. I can understand if a teacher has like a favorite student, who wouldn't? But it's like, if you go out of your way to make other students' days misery, that isn't fair to me. I remember whenever I was in school, I did YouTube, and there was this one teacher who'd always play my YouTube videos in front of the class. And it's like, that's the one thing that makes me not want to go to class.
So she had to go back to her old quiz style, which was basically like taking it out of a workbook to where she couldn't change it. And then my math had to be graded by another teacher because they didn't trust her to grade my math anymore.
Well, then why don't they just fire her and get a brand new maths teacher? Because obviously she's changed it so that you'll like lose. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why they do that. Why did they literally not fire her? They're basically letting her stay in the class with that teacher. That seems like a crap school to me.
Okay, I've kind of been waiting for this one. This one was meant for me. So my senior year of high school, I had this really fine government teacher that I literally switched classes to be in his class.
Oh god, right, so she's got a hot teacher and she switched class to be in his class. He's probably going to be a bit of a twat, isn't he?
He was 24, he played basketball. I was like... So I had his class last of the day, and when I say he literally made me stay after every single day, and he would always be something not school related.
Okay, right, so that is weird, and that sounds like predatory behaviour. Keep in mind, she's a student, so I'm assuming she is under the age of 18. Probably like 15 or 16, and the teacher's making her stay after class most lessons so we can talk to her.
Okay, so instance number 1, I worked at Domino's at the time, and he was like, hey, can you get me a free pizza? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, okay, fine, I'll pay for it, but I want you to deliver it to my house. And I was like, I can't, but...
Don't do that. I can understand you fancy the teacher. There was quite a few teachers who I would think in the back of my head, I would love it if they like put their dick in me. Can't say that because that's a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, like, I can understand if you're attracted to a teacher, but like, don't go along with it because he's trying to groom you in.
Situation number 2. So it was getting around prom time, and he's like, Tiffany, do you have a date? And I was like, yeah, actually I do. And he was like, okay, who is it? And I told him, and he was like, oh no, you can't go with him. And I was like, why? And he was like, you're way too good for him. And I was like, are you gonna go with me?
Yeah, he probably would, to be honest. Oh god, I don't like it. Like, why is this happening? Why are teachers like this? I feel like people always joke about a teacher in their school that could be like a pedo, but apparently this teacher's a pedo.
The last day of school, he asked me to take a picture with him, and then he followed me on Instagram, DM me, like for...
Okay, right, apparently we're gonna get a part 2, so he's DM'd her, liked her on Instagram. I mean, to be fair, whenever I was younger, we used to always look up our teachers. Quite crazy to think that, like, your teacher also has a life outside of the school. Think of it, your teacher has had relationships, arguments, fights, drank alcohol, probably got it, like, possibly arrested, or I don't know about that. But it's crazy to think that, like, your teacher has a life outside of school.
So before we get back to the DM story, I'm gonna tell y'all a couple more things that happened that kind of led up to that point. I feel like something that's really important to add in this story is that this man got engaged 2 months into the school year.
Okay, so 2 months into the school year, he got engaged and he's trying to get with the student. Well, I mean, he hasn't technically, but like, I've got a feeling that's what he's hinting towards. I feel like it's one of them situations where it's like he knows he's not meant to do it. I mean, first of all, he's contacting a student on Instagram that goes against the rules. And with the prom thing, like, oh, I don't know how to feel about it. If he meant it in like a friendly way, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's not how he meant it. I think he knows what he's doing in the back of his head.
When he announces his engagement, later that day, he literally goes, Tiffany, I know you're gonna be upset about this, but like, I was like, what? But jokingly, I was like, yeah, like, how could you do that to me? Like,
yeah, sunshine, that's because you were getting groomed. You were getting flirting groomed. I remember one time a teacher in my school got pregnant. And like thinking about it now, obviously stuff had to happen for like the teacher to get pregnant. That just doesn't sit right with me. It's like, that was literally a teacher. Like, you wouldn't think they'd be doing stuff like that.
so just to add to the story a little bit, one time we were talking about birthdays, and he was like, yeah, mine's August 1st. And I was like, oh my gosh, our birthdays are 2 days apart. And he was like, oh, are you turning 19? And I was like, no, I'm turning 18. And he was like, goes dead silent for like 5 minutes and then goes, wait, you're only 17, Tiffany? I was like, yes.
Oh god, I feel like, oh, did he know that she was 17? I mean, technically she's 18, so you can like, you know, fiddle with her, but it's like, you still shouldn't. You've known her since she was a minor. Also, whenever I was younger, I really wish teachers flirted with me. Like, I would have loved it so much. But now that I'm 19 and I look back at it, I'm thankful because it is just creepy if like a teacher flirts with a student.
I also literally never turned in any assignments for that class, and so I went up to him and I was like, look, I need to B. And he was like, let's see what you have. Pulls up my grade, D. He was like, I'll see what I can do.
Oh god, right, I can see what I can do. Oh god. Honey, you're a pretty girl. Why are you trying to get with your teacher?
Ask and you shall receive. Toxic Teacher, Part 3. So most of you guys are really curious of what happened once he DM'd me. So the initial DM that he sent me was asking, hey, can you send me the photos that we took at the end of school because they were on my phone?
Of course he asked for that. I mean, look, it could be innocent. I try to look at these videos from an innocent point of view, but it just isn't innocent, is it?
I was like, oh, okay. I sent him the pictures, and then later he was like, don't forget me now that you've graduated. And jokingly, I was like, I can't promise anything. And he was like, ouch, that really hurt. So I then responded, you're the one getting married. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, if this ain't toxic, I don't know what is.
I mean, it's not toxic, it's called pedophilia and grooming. Look, you might be nearly 18, but it's the fact that, like, you're a student. I don't understand it. It's like the fact that he's like 24, 25, he's like a teacher and she's a student. So keep in mind, he teaches her. Yet again, back whenever I was younger, I would love for that to happen to me. But now that I'm older, I'm like, thank God that never happened to me because it's creepy.
So then, you know, I went on about my life. He went on about his life, got married. He was definitely still following me on Instagram up until recently, but I went to go look at his DMs just to make sure I had it all set and straight. His whole account was gone.
Oh, do you reckon he deleted his account? I mean, to be fair, I've sent a few weird DMs and messages, so I've definitely unsent them. But he's deleted his account. Did it get deleted or did he delete it himself? Maybe his wife found out.
So, sweetie, if you and your wife are watching this right now, I'm sorry.
I mean, don't say sorry to him. He should be saying sorry to you, and he should also be saying sorry to the wife. Moral of the story, if the teacher's too close with a student, something weird is probably going on.
So my second grade teacher, it was her final year of teaching ever. She was retiring. And she was very proud of the fact that she had developed this like reading program she'd used for like 30 years in her classroom. And the first day of class, she told us nobody had ever reached the final stage of the reading program, which I now understand was like a sadistic point of pride for her. But at the time as a child, I didn't interpret it that way. And I got really excited because I was really good at reading.
Okay, wait, I think I know what it is. I think basically she gets happy knowing that no children have got to the point that she said in like an evil way. Is that what it means? I mean, I'm telling you, some of these teachers are proper evil.
I had always been a really shy kid. Like if adults looked at me, sometimes I just burst into tears. But at the age of 2, randomly, my parents had like started teaching me how to read. So by 3 and 4, I was reading fluently.
I mean, to be fair, I need to start reading because my vocabulary and pronunciation and actual like knowledge of words has went down so much. I told you guys earlier in the video how I tried to write for the first time in a few years. It was horrific. I do need to get back into my books because I used to be such a bookworm growing up.
So the very first day of the reading program in 2nd grade, I was all excited and I beat the entire program in one day. But my teacher was not proud of me.
Of course she wasn't because you've broken her record. She was so happy no one could do it and now you've done it. I mean, at least you know that you're very smart.
She was frustrated that she had to develop one-on-one reading lessons to do with me for the rest of the year. So for months we did these one-on-one reading lessons. And finally one day I mispronounced a word. Lapel. She stood me up in front of the whole class and made fun of me till I cried.
Oh my god, what? So she made fun of you because you mispronounced the word? Do you want to know something? I cannot deal with that. If I had a teacher like that, I'd go out and punch them. I mean, at the end of the day, if you you punch them in the boobs, doesn't that like stop them from like breastfeeding? That used to be like a rumor I heard growing up. Just smack your teacher. Anyways guys, that is some awful teachers. If you are new, hit that big red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.